Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is February 28th, 2023. It's our final February that we're doing it, and we're doing it. Welcome to the Great Night Green Room, Great Room pre-show, whole dang thing. I'm Bryce to you, bringing you in and out of the green room, escorting you in and out of that great room. And thank you so much for joining us. It's the last day of February. It's payday. Today's payday. Today's payday. Happy payday, everybody. Coming up, we have got some stories to tell. Hey, El Condorpasa's got it right. Justin's gonna be 40. Well, he's gonna be 40, but we have a story of the weekend. A story of the week. I love that. Scary stories of the weekend. That'll be. I'm sure that will be the name for that bit. Scary stories of the weekend. That's because that's how it always is, right? There's never is there a good story of the weekend? I don't think so. And then we got a game coming up in a bit. It'll be a real fun one. Of course, you can support us over at patreon.com/greatnight. But in the meantime, Green Room, can you hear me?
Hey. Sorry, hello, I was asleep. See, I saved the bit.
You saved it again.
Bryce, do you know every time you call us, I always say hello. He does that all the time.
But he does a show hello. He doesn't say like hello. He goes like hello. I'm
Oh, really?
Brian.
And it's
every single time. And
yeah.
the mic's muted because he thinks that you're bringing him on hot.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, you're just getting it ready so you
Right.
can bring us in.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what?
I didn't know he said
that's what
hello.
I'll do from now on.
I'll say
is,
hello next time I call in.
I'll call people and
Yeah.
I'll say, hello, this is Judy. You're about to go live. Please hold.
Yeah.
You're about to be on with the governor. And, and then just see how people react. Also, I'm
Yeah. Please hold for the president.
please hold for the president.
That'd be a great name for a book.
Please hold for the president.
Please hold for the president.
Please hold for the president. He is very slow. It's not because he is old. He's a super ager. Don't you see? None of the rules apply because he's. It's a real thing.
That's the music that plays when you're on hold.
Boy, oh boy, this may be one of the most challenging green rooms we've ever had because there are.
You thought you were done holding it in. You thought you were done holding it
I
in.
can talk in because now I'm no longer.
We
lying.
can talk about literally anything else,
Okay.
and then we'll get to this fucking cataclysmic incident that might have killed my career
This fucking
on Friday.
This possible friendship altering.
No, we're still friends.
Okay.
I just might never be able
Respect
to
me
produce content again.
Or because you respect yourself too much.
Yeah.
Save it.
Yeah.
We're already doing it. We're already drifting
doing
into
it. Yeah, we're doing it. But
All
we need to keep it up.
How
Keep
do
it up, keep it in.
Transformers reproduce?
That's a good question.
Do they hold
they-
hands and then little nanobots make a little transformer?
Or when they shoot cum, are the cum little cars?
Oil?
Oil.
Do you think
But when you look under a microscope, they're little cars.
Okay. Oh, God. Well, actually, that's debated in the Transformer Judicial Supreme Court.
Yeah.
We're like,
When you
Your
look-
Honor, these are not real cars. They're the potential for cars to be. You'll notice this is only an axle and wheels
I just
in
love-
the ejaculate.
I love
in
that-
the ovums, there are chassis of beetles.
I love the idea that it's presumed that they cum oil. So we all know that Transformers cum oil.
So the Autobots, I'm loath to admit that it was like multiple years before I realized, oh wait, all the good guys are Autobots are cars. Oh, they're all cars. Decepticons look like sneaky other things that aren't cars. Sneaky things like a fucking F-14 or whatever.
Or a gigantic gun.
Or yeah.
Do you see there was a thing that went viral on Twitter of they changed, as they often do, characters to the Transformers, and one of them apparently was a little bit too feminized, and somebody was like, oh, apparently this new Transformer is a non-binary blah blah blah, and someone just quote tweeted it and said, it ain't called cisformers, cunt.
It's pretty good.
I mean, you know, when you got to recognize a home run, no matter where it comes from.
In the bonus episode, we both admitted that we got by the Maya Rudolph thing. How you feeling about getting got?
By the Maya Rudolph thing?
Yeah, the M&Ms.
I still don't. So I'm going to.
I was fooled. I was fooled. Brian doesn't like being fooled, was fooled.
My larger point, so I'm not at the point where I'm going to be as brave as you and just say I was fooled and instead dig myself into an entrenched position. My larger point with them was just like, why are we fucking even playing the culture war game with the M&Ms? Sell me M&Ms. They're the M&Ms. They do a cartwheel. They say, "Oh, geez, maybe this time," and then you buy M&Ms. They just remind you that M&Ms exist.
We're less than a week away from, or just over a week from this moment. It could be this was a fucking dope ass stunt. I mean, a dope backflip of saying, "Knock it off with the culture wars. Eat some M&Ms, you dipshits."
Yeah, but they did a meta thing about the culture wars,
Right? And
so you think they're the one that end the culture wars? M&Ms end the culture wars?
if their place in history is whatever, pendulum swinging or whatever, if this could legitimately, a candy company pointed out how dumb the culture wars are, like that, if that was the meta bit of the whole thing, that's awesome.
Yeah, but am I gonna buy more M&Ms?
No, they're fattening,
I know.
and you're already fat.
Oh no.
Well, I didn't want to say it. I've been nice all week for reasons that we'll discuss on the show.
I've been fattening up.
But you're chubbing up. You're chubbing up.
I know. I'm
MC chubbing up.
MC chubbing up.
MC chubbing up. He doesn't get aroused and physically engorged except by food.
Yep. My only weakness.
MC chubbing up. Hey,
You seen any movies lately?
No, nobody.
Movies.
You didn't go see that Quantum.
I still haven't seen Quantumania. I was thinking I might have gotten to see it this weekend, but that sort of went out the window. Yeah.
Yep. In an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm maybe a little bit tapped out on the MCU. I can't believe I'm saying those words. Those words just were spoken by me.
I mean, that's fine. People are allowed to do it. I definitely want to see this movie. This is like the first movie that I've kind of wanted to see. Like, I feel like I've seen a lot of obligatory MCU shit, but I do want to see this Quantumania one because there's like a lot of shit that I think I'll like. But then again, also it does violate the problem that like MCU can hide behind at times, which is if they can't explain a compelling story in the trailer,
Right.
the movie's probably bad.
Well, and that, and first of all, to speak to Scooper Nova Girl's point, yes, Guardians 3 is a must watch. There's no way I'm not going to watch it. But all of the stories that are anything is possible, up is down, left is right, you know, your Multiverse of Madness, your Quantumania. I'm like, all I hear is everything's made of rubber, nothing's going to matter. And then I wait to see the Rotten Tomatoes, and then I saw, in this case, not so good, Al.
Yeah, although I've lost faith in the Rotten Tomatoes thing as soon as I looked at everybody who's making the decisions on Rotten Tomatoes these days.
Well, did you ask their 40 followers?
Because it's like, yeah, it's Greg's Movie Garage.blog that has a Rotten Tomatoes thing. Because as it turns out, in the last 10 years since Rotten Tomatoes was like the biggest thing in the world, everybody with a platform that could pay a living stopped having a full-time reviewer.
Also, people in the chat are saying Gamora's back, so it's like rubber. No, this Gamora hates. It's a different Gamora, different universe, and now
she's already been introduced.
Correct.
She was introduced in Endgame.
Yes, correct. And that's a complicated thing. Like imagine Bonnie or Ashley came back and only she actively hated you. So in other words, imagine current Bonnie and current Ashley.
We're just doing Nick at Night comedy now.
I'm fine with that, man. This is our life. As long as, like, during the days, it's all political insights and world's greatest con. But by night, we go dipshit dads. I'm here for it.
Well, that and also it's like it feels like this is going to be the last Guardians. Like
Yeah.
James Gunn's gone, and it looks like there's going to be
Well, and also like
some finality
what's his
to that
name?
one.
Drax is he has officially announced. I'm not taking my shirt off anymore because I intend to get fatter from here, and I don't want to hear about it. I believe that's almost verbatim what he said in his tweet.
Yeah. And it's good because he's a good character actor. Although I didn't see the M. Night Shyamalan, he's a cult leader.
He was good. He was. It was awesome and shocking and good to see him in What We Do in the Shadows when he gave the same
Yeah.
deadpan kind of performance.
Yeah, he was good in that. I mean, the one that I think really kind of set people's brain on fire was he opened Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner with Ryan Gosling.
I forgot all about that because he was playing one of the machines, right? One of the androids.
I forget. He's like, there's a Blade Runner cop, and he goes to a farm, and there's like a quiet but fucking intense scene where Batista's the farmer,
Yeah.
and Ryan Gosling is the Blade Runner, and like, all I remember is that it was awesome, and I was just like, holy shit, fucking like
Can't act.
Batista's got like they get it. Also, he had faith that like Denis Villeneuve was like, yeah, the opening impression of this movie, I'm going to put Ryan Gosling in a franchise where people are going to compare him to Harrison Ford against the pro wrestler.
One of the things that makes pro wrestling so good is pro wrestlers are deeply, deeply, deeply in the moment because they have to be for the physical choreography.
It's live
and for the
performance,
character. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really all you need to know. And if you've seen like, okay, I can edit around anything that's not deeply in the moment.
Well, but not all are created equal. Like there are some
Yeah,
people
that's
that
fair
can
enough.
go quiet, and there are others that can't. But wrestling is like it is often made. The quiet moments in wrestling have to be really loud.
Did you like the movie The Wrestler?
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I thought. I mean, it's certainly
Was it Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where the only bummer about it is that it is a very good story to tell in the world of wrestling. It's a very depressing story to tell in the world of wrestling. So I hope it's not the only story that gets that kind of treatment in the world of wrestling. And I say that knowing that there's a new Von Erich family movie coming out from A24, which is going to be gigantic. But like, that's the most depressing story in the history of wrestling.
Tell me the footnotes on that. I'm certain you've told me before, but
No, this is not a thing that you would ever even like bring up. But like, here's the footnotes. Everyone dies.
okay.
Everyone dies in the story of the Von Erich family. But it was a famous Dallas wrestling family,
Right.
that ran a very influential wrestling company back in the 70s and 80s. And this very popular star, Fritz Von Erich, has these kids, and they all are just carbon copies of him, and they all have charisma, and they are about to be the most famous wrestling family of all time. And then everyone dies.
But this sounds like a rando thread that I'm following, but there is connective tissue. Do you know what the last movie Phil Hartman did was? And can you tell what the connective thread is?
Was it Ready to Rumble?
No.
Oh, I was trying to think of a wrestling movie.
Small Soldiers.
Oh, shit. That does make sense.
And I think Hulk Hogan was in that, right?
Hulk. I can't remember Small Soldiers.
Shit, maybe I'm totally wrong. Yeah, that'd be whatever. Anyway, that was his last movie.
Yeah.
Then he got shot
Or he got
by his
shot by
coked
his
up wife.
Yeah, his coked up wife. Yeah.
You know what? I want to talk about The Simpsons, but I realized we have to save that too.
Yeah.
This is welcome to the show where we can't talk about the things we want to talk about.
but we should want to. I mean, like, that hasn't stopped us in the past.
Yeah.
We could talk about it.
Okay. When was peak Simpsons?
I tend to subscribe to the popular idea that it was around season 5, and then like
That's after Monorail.
Yes.
Okay, so Conan O'Brien is no longer on it.
Yeah.
What's happening in season 5?
the good Simpson episodes.
Right. Wait, sorry, I'm saying it to you, but secretly I'm waiting for the chat room to
Gotcha.
catch up on the lag right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Episodes that if people yelled about it, I would remember it. And then after that, it just kind of becomes a show. And I don't know. I mean, like the problem with The Simpsons is that like it operates at a level of quality that if I watched a new episode, I would laugh 3 or 4 times. It's just not the show that it was in the early times where it had true, real heart. And like periodically they would do episodes that were just exceptionally well written while also having some of the absurdist element to it. Like now it is kind of more of a straight comedy show that exists, within this world.
For reasons that will be explored on the big show, I was told today that they had a few mandates. Among many, one of many was nothing topical because nothing. It takes a very long time to animate stuff, and by
Yeah.
the time it comes out, it's going to be too late. Which I think is ironic because I think my kids don't know who Millhouse is. They don't know who Alf is, and they don't know what a Pog is. But that's still a funny scene.
Yeah.
But
Do they know that scene?
I don't even know.
It's back
I
in
should.
Pog. Alpha's back in Pog form.
It's funny because Alf survived, but Pogs did not. I don't know where Millhouse ranks in that. But
Milhouse could run for president.
what I was told was apparently Harry Shearer really objected to doing the George H.W. Bush as the neighbor episode. Like,
Don't doubt it.
like he flat out did not want to do it at all, and it only under duress is what I was told did he finally record it. And of course it's him as Mr. Wilson in a Dennis the Menace episode. And so we talked a lot about how cultural understanding. I'm a little bit older than you, so
Oh shit! Yeah, Barbershop Quartet is season 5. Cape Fear,
the B sharps,
Rosebud.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. So season 5, that's my shit.
Yeah, those are all good. But again, for reasons we'll discuss, I realized how interestingly delayed pre and post internet development was. So, like in a pre internet world, like I just got my hands on every Mad magazine that I could, which
Yeah.
was parodies of things that happened 10 years ago because I would buy used Mad magazines or I would buy collections of Mad magazines as books.
Yes.
Which were, so for example, I'm very hip to the joke about how much colder your ears feel after you've gotten a flat top. you know,
Gotcha.
which
Yeah.
in the 1983, I'm like, I guess those are things.
Mhm.
And apparently, a lot of the writers, Mad Magazine was that touchstone in a pre-internet era before the great splinting. When we had a monoculture, there's something about the delayedness that made for a universalness about the comedy that they would write.
Which is funny because now if you look at like Rick and Morty, which is, kind of universally understood to be kind of like the
Super
current
duper of the
heavyweight,
moment.
the current heavyweight champion of animation, at least in terms of like what people are chasing, they are like very reticent to talk about parody, but because nostalgia is such a gigantic part of our culture and everything is rewatchable at every moment, the parody that they can do is Die Hard. Like
Because it's now infinite old.
because yes, it's
Right.
like that. It's no longer like boo, that's old. It's like yeah, it might be old, but like I guess now we're assured that there will not be another Die Hard, at least with Bruce Willis. But like, are we going to be shocked if they reboot Die Hard as a television show or reboot Die Hard with another actor? Like of course not. Like that might very well happen. They're going to reboot the fucking Lord of the Rings, even though Amazon is already doing a Lord of the Rings show.
All right, let's talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Look, I know that Amazon spent a lot of money for the universe and they did not buy those stories. But there's only like so many stories. It really boils down to how good are your characters, right? That's what we map onto everything. How many stories you got? Man falls in hole, gets in a hole, gets out of it, right? Boy gets everything, loses it all, gets it back.
Yeah.
So knowing that there are only so many shapes to stories, there's just worlds and characters. And in this case, I mean, if you're Amazon and you bought the world, just invest in characters. But I don't know what those look like. Like, I don't know. Like, I would watch.
Well, let me also say, I ain't seen the Amazon Lord of the Rings.
Neither have I. I've heard nobody say anything about it until the last episode of the season, and at which point I heard a resounding, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard, the thing that I heard was, well, maybe season 2 will be good.
Right. Which was code for will not watch.
El Condor Pasta said they could do the Silmarillion stuff. I mean, maybe
That's literally
New
what they
Line.
bought.
No, New Line can. No, they did not buy the Silmarillion. They spent all that money on the notes.
What?
The notes that are not the Silmarillion and are not Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so really what they bought was the rights to, without being a parody or a knockoff,
Yeah.
to have humans, elves, dwarves, and rings in the same movie.
And I think Galadriel, like there are a few characters that are mentioned in the notes that they also have access to.
Yeah.
But it's kind of more like, instead of, you know how like all the rights are fucked up with Marvel, where it's like, well, Hulk can be a part of a team up because he was part of the Avengers, but he can't have his own movie unless you split the rights with us, blah, blah, blah. It's like that, where there are characters that are mentioned in both the notes and the other books, but you can't just do the story that was in the other books.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of done with that story. Get the thing, put it in the thing, heard it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's other stuff that can be told. You know, there's other stories. I think it's a rich world. You just need to write a really good story in it. But that's fucking hard. I think a lot of people think that that's kind of easy, but it ain't. And I have a lot of pity for everybody who worked on that, because it's like, hey, cool, write a Tolkien. Go into this room, dog, and do a Tolkien. And there we go. See you later, my man.
Somebody was telling me about a recent season of The Simpsons that was strangely thoughtful impression, in which I've not seen it, so this is now third-hand information, but in which Bart says, "I want to do what you do, Dad," and trains to learn to become a nuclear technician, but eventually over the course of the episode they realize, oh no, wait, Homer's going to hold on to this job until he's dead, at which point he will definitely be replaced with a computer and not another human.
It's a good plot.
That's
It's a
pretty
good
good,
Simpsons
right?
plot.
Yeah.
It's a good A plot. And the B plot, Cletus eats a poop.
Is it still fashionable to bag on the Cletuses of the world?
I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Tell it to standards and practices when we submit the script. Yeah, man. What else? What else is going on? The Lord of the Rings thing is interesting. Oh, we can do Last of Us chat.
Ooh, where you at on Last of Us? Before you go, I'll
Yeah.
say I was a little bit annoyed by this last episode.
Were you?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts were, I don't remember this from the game. And my daughter said, it was DLC. We played it together. And I'm like, yeah, I don't remember this from the game.
Wait, was it deal? I
Yeah.
had read that it
Yeah,
was that it was original. It was not original.
Original. It was not in the original launched
Gotcha.
game.
Yeah.
It was in DLC, and from what I understand, it stuck to the notes of that. But as a standalone vignette, it was sweet enough. I have too much producer brain now, so as a result, the setting being a mall caused me to constantly be scanning in the background on like how many lights were out on what brand names and whether or not they had to get the rights from a
For
screen
everything.
to
Yeah.
to just have an EPRIT or something like that. Which probably is an indication that it wasn't that compelling of a story. But then again, I'm not a 14-year-old girl living in a post-apocalyptic world. What did you think?
Well, as a 14-year-old girl living in a post-apocalyptic world, I thought it was fine. I mean, I think like the only issue that I have at this point with Last of Us is, as somebody who's not played the game, so I am not watching a story that I've already seen unfolding in a different way. I think the show is addicted to this schmuck bait of like, will our two main characters leave each other? And it's like, okay, they're not. So either make this really compelling or not. I would have just been okay with them making that whole episode a flashback. The idea of framing it as like, oh, is she gonna leave him? Like, no, she's not gonna fucking leave him. Like just tell the story and then we can move on. As far as the flashback, I actually liked it a lot in that it gave us the precious few moments, and I had this whole conversation with Teasdale today because he loves the game. That like the one thing I think in a television show version of this story that Teasdale said is not as much in the game, because the game is an extraordinarily small story where you are following this very personal journey, but you're living it as the way that only a game can. There's not a lot about the lore of the world that, like, I kind of feel, if you're doing a TV show, give me a little bit more about the lore of the world. Like, how many Fedra sites are there? Like, are they in contact with each other? Is there anybody that is even nominally at the top of it? How organized are they compared to the Fireflies? Are the Fireflies close to running out of money? How is anything getting funded, like, in this world? So I liked the idea that in this one, at least we see some basics of, okay, there are children being raised in a military academy, and at 17, they get told what their roles in life are going to be. And so here are two girls' stories of what happens leading up to or after that decision is made. I thought that was fine as far as, hey
Brett Weaver.
As far as the episode went, I thought it was good. It was well
pretty.
acted. It was like, it was good. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, I enjoyed myself watching it. I do think that it is like a lower level Sheen, separated from like extraordinarily great stuff, like the Game of Thrones, the Harry Potters, like the universes for which you don't need a ton. It's just when characters are talking, just
know that there's more layers that you kind of wish.
Yeah, that pulls you into like, oh wow, now I'm hooked into. I can understand what this world is. I can put myself like I don't know if I'd be a Fedra or a Firefly.
Right.
I probably I did have a decision of whether or not I would want to be a Stark or
A Lannister.
A Lannister.
Yeah.
Like, because I knew a little bit more about those worlds.
I'm going to hold off on talking about the series until it ends, because we only have, 2 more episodes left, right? I think. Yeah. I think there's 2 more. And I suspect there was a tweet that I twatted after playing the game where I say, I played this game. I thought it was blank. It turns out it was blank. And I'll be interested to see if that lands after you've seen everything. But
Yeah.
But at this moment in this episode, I think we're close enough to it. Like, you're not overly worried about whether or not Joel lives or dies, are you?
I think I know I know his fate because I knew enough people that were talking about the second game.
Right. Okay.
But no, I mean, like, I'm mostly here to just enjoy a good show.
Okay.
And enjoy a good story.
Okay. Well, then I'll say, you know what? I'll withhold the, in the game it'd be like this. I'll hold off on all that.
I do know that John was Teasdale. We watched it with Teasdale, and he was extraordinarily excited about this next episode because apparently, I guess, like, this next episode is one of the better moments in the game. So.
And this is where I started singing, so I didn't have to talk and accidentally spill a secret. That's foreshadowing for the main show. What's up, Justin Robert Young? What's up, Brett?
I've been watching
Weaver?
Invincible again.
again.
Yes.
You saw the teaser for season 2, right?
Yes, I did.
So
It's
good.
fantastic.
So
well,
good.
EK was
Wait,
like,
what? Wait,
you
sorry.
need to watch the trailer for Invincible because she relates so much to everything that's going on in that trailer.
Did you watch Invincible, the first one?
Me?
Yeah.
That's the cartoon?
Yeah.
Probably
man.
not.
Fucking
So good.
drive. I'm driving. I'm applying for mortgages and shit.
It's so good.
No, I've heard it's great. I've heard it's great. I've heard it's
It's
great.
just the boys without vaginas and dicks. But much more gore.
It's so
No. I've heard. I mean, it's also just like Reddit currency. So like, I am aware enough of the story. I'm sure it is fucking awesome.
It's got J.K. Simmons in it.
Yeah. And the teaser has, I think it's Seth Rogen talking to the main character. Like, hey, man, I haven't seen you for a while.
What have you been doing?
What have you been doing? We're like, oh, and then he just lists all the aspects of animation.
Of what the guy who's the lead voice. No, it's not Stephen Yeun. It's basically what Robert Kirkman's saying. He's going through.
They're drawing it. Is essentially what he says.
Still working on it.
Video games falling off on Snap. I need to get back into Snap.
Here's my problem with Snap. When you got a good deck, it's hard to level up. Because everybody.
I'm just enjoying playing that same Surfer. I did a little bit of tweaks on the Surfer deck you gave me. Still playing it. Still having a good time collecting the gold.
Yeah, I just I had a heater deck for a minute, and I'm like, oh,
what?
Fuck, I'm gonna just a good deck. Like
okay.
I was like,
is there a character named the Heater?
The Heater.
I had a deck that was whipping ass, and like there's this seductive moment when you're first playing, and you hit a runner because you got like cards that people don't have at your level, or it's just like nobody knows how to bet, or maybe that even happens at the lower levels now. But everybody that I'm playing against has been playing the game for a while, and they all know how to bet, and they all know how to leave. And so it's like, I could win 9 games in a row, and I could get 9 cubes.
Points. Or you could play one game where you lure someone into thinking they're going to win and then drop the hammer.
If that happens. Because if they don't, even in those situations, if they don't think they're going to win, and they're like, well, there's not a lot of shit on the board, they might just fucking peace out anyway. So it's like a lot of things have to align for you to hit a lick for 8 cubes at this level. And it's like, well, how much do I want to grind? It is called Eclipse because you're grinding.
I snap. I'm insta snap before even the first land is revealed.
Yeah.
At this point, it's the only way to make any progress. And then, it's like hopefully you can intentionally.
So maybe when
play
they leave,
in such a
you
way.
get 2 cubes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's about as good as you can hope for.
Yeah.
There's the Atmosphere TV, the folks that do the chive and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They have a channel that is, I don't know if it's a real league or not, but it says like World Poker Tour. Have you seen this? You see this? But they basically they figured out like nobody gives a fuck who these people are. All they want to see is a game.
Yeah.
And so
a hand.
They'll introduce it by saying, watch out for the river.
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, something's going to happen on the river or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a self-contained unit of 90-second story where somebody gets mad and storms off at the end.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's archive footage and they just got the best bits.
I think they just hired a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And they made it look as though there was an actual tour. Probably it's all in the same soundstage with different lighting or whatever.
Well, the World Poker Tour is a real tour.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it might be old footage that they have just carved up into.
I know for sure. I don't recognize any of the names or faces or
none of
nothing. Yeah, exactly.
All right. This is unprofessional, but I forgot to pee before the show. So.
Oh,
Well, he forgot how to pee.
he forgot how. And suddenly, he was like, "Oh, that's how I pee. Well, I better go do that now."
All right. What is the best game you've played in the last 3 years?
Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West.
I dare you to make less sense.
There is a game called Horizon Zero Dawn,
right? And
and
there's
the tag. I mean, it's because it's the second game
in a series.
It's called Forbidden West.
And is this a fighter?
It is a
It's a hunting game,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
Resource.
Bryce
A
Castillo.
He's
resource.
talking over my intro. He's doing my intro. Don't talk over it.
It's a resource game.
Don't talk over my intro.
This is a new
Don't
game.
talk over my
Oh man, no, it's happening.
But it
This is like a dating sim. You have to pick dialogue options.
I'm playing Forbidden West as well.
Oh, it's so good.
It's very good. It's
So
a very good game.
again, it's what kind of game?
It's a hunting game. It's like Assassin's Creed, but you hunt.
Okay, so
And
but
they're
no
dinosaurs.
stealth
And robots.
elements.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Sneak up on the thing,
Yeah,
attack the
stealth
thing.
is-
Got
yes.
it. Okay, all right.
Yeah. nature hunting.
Sneaky arrow.
Yeah, they have robot animals, so you're
Yes.
like attacking like dinosaur otters and dinosaur triceratops and, dinosaur they're all
and
robots.
robot bats.
robot bats, robot pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Oh, Red On.
Yeah. And large giraffes with creatures with
Orbiting electrons around them or
Yes.
something.
They're like walking buildings, basically.
Okay, look,
those are the
I'm sorry,
towers.
guys. This is really unprofessional, but I have to go pee.
Hi, Justin.
Sup, dog?
Hi. Hey, would you like an update on the thing we did last week?
Yeah.
So last week we did the betting game.
Yes.
Blind corners. Here, take one.
Oh, okay.
Here, you can take
Oh,
one.
that, I
wait,
figured.
that's fine.
I figured you left it at my.
Oh yeah, actually,
my
that,
table.
well, you can look at that while Brian's
Okay.
not here. But we got a new one here. You want to know how you guys did?
Yeah.
Brett, I did not get a slip from you last week.
No.
So if you haven't played it along, then you can play along.
Okay.
this time. Justin, you
I bet it all.
bet it all, and you won.
Yeah.
This guy.
So now
Brass buttons, baby. That's what I got.
Brian did the same thing.
Uh huh.
0.
Oh, shit.
If you want to see where you did, you can go to marbles.win/bet, B-E-T. There's buttons and links, all the stuff there. So we got a new one for the upcoming race. There's a new race this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And so the big lines are: will the rookies score? Will the person who gets pole position, will they win the race? That happens kind of frequently. And then how many cars are going to DNF?
Did not finish.
Do not finish. That's right.
Yeah.
Last year at this race, 3 cars did not finish. It's just the first race of the season.
Okay.
Who knows? We got some pens here if you need them.
Yeah.
Blind
I'm putting
corners
it all
wagers.
on.
So Justin, you can bet up to 30 points.
Got you.
But you have to
30.
bet at least 10. And now Brett, because you're new, you get 10 points.
10 points.
And you have to bet all of them somewhere on that line.
somewhere on the line.
Oh, he's doing it again. Oh boy.
So I'm going to say, will the pole sitter win the race?
Hmm.
I'm taking the field,
Oh.
right?
Yeah. You're
So
saying
that's-
no, the pole sitter will not win. Anyone else?
This is in one race or in all the
It's
races?
just this Sunday.
Just this
Just
Sunday.
the race this Sunday.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm taking
yeah.
the field, baby.
There you
That's
go.
free fucking money.
Big points.
Free money right there.
There you go. So if you want to play along, marbles.win/bet is where you can enter the new ticket. It's fun. It's been fun figuring it out. Thank you, Brett. What'd you pick?
It's been.
Let's see. Brett said yes, the rookie's going to score,
Yes.
and no, the pole sitter will not win.
Right.
And split them even. Okay.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice. Well,
That seems like the best bet.
yeah.
Well,
Why
that's
does
up
that-
to
why
you,
does that-
man.
Why does it seem that way?
Gambling's a real dangerous field.
Well, I've learned that from y'all spending $100 on me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That was really
That's fun.
disheartening.
That was so it just reinforced
lost
why I
immediately.
don't. It just reinforced why I don't gamble.
No, you have to not care about money.
Yeah.
That's right.
Gambling's very important. I feel like every child should learn it.
Every child.
Every child. Yeah.
And should
Early?
I mean, now,
early as possible.
Okay.
Because you can't be scared of money in life.
now, should they learn it or should they just be hooked by it? Because
No, I mean they're going to be hooked by it anyway, right? Because you just give your kids. I mean, like all I did was watch children play iPads for the last 7 days, and like they're already hooked to the stimuli of like put the starfish in the bucket. Like that's not really all that different from
Put the starfish
it all
in
in
the bucket.
put it all in on black, right?
But I
like,
think
it's
they
all the
should- but I
same
think
instincts.
They should learn probability and chance like that. They should
Well,
learn
and understand
how it's rigged.
that it's fun to gamble. Gambling is fun and healthy.
well,
see-
it's it's a recreational activity that can be dangerous.
Yes. Which is part of
Yes.
that's part of the
So
thrill,
is drinking
though.
water.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
come on
and
now.
Drinking water is dangerous.
And you should know the dangers of why it's dangerous to drink
Yeah,
water.
no, don't be an asshole. Like,
Yeah, don't be a
but
fucking asshole like
you
a
should,
fish.
but you should also not be scared of money.
Ryan, are you scared of money?
Yes, that's why I have so little of it.
Well, now you are.
I'm like, go away, money. go into these repairs. Go into cleaning up these
Okay,
fallen limbs.
it was not really a
Okay,
confessional.
all right,
It was just, we were just a tag on the end of the bit.
You know what? I actually not for nothing, and this is coming. This is advice from somebody almost 50. I have noticed that when you're doing well at a real-time strategy game, there comes a moment when it serves you to stop paying attention to the small numbers. So as a result, now in the actual game of life, little things like I don't know, like I eat the salads at our favorite sports bar, and it's like, yeah, no, that's legitimately $5 more than I should be spending every single time to have somebody make a salad instead of me make it. But the numbers get big enough that it's like it's
I can eat that.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's the
You're
motion,
describing lifestyle
it's the,
inflation.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
yeah,
like,
but you just want to make sure that creep is not greater than the rate of expansion.
Yeah.
Between
That's why.
you're
That's why
still-
I drive a hovercraft.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of driving, do you have two
Did you get a new
exact
car?
same colored cars?
No, I have two cars that are the same brand, but they are actually two different colors.
that's why we were asking because I
One
definitely
is
saw it.
blue,
One's matte,
and the
that
other
one's-
Yes,
is
one is matte blue, and the other one
Is shiny
is
blue.
a,
It's a
shiny
gloss.
blue.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you not notice he has a different car? I was like, I thought
Yeah,
that was a
he's got a different
hatchback,
car.
and
No.
only now it's got four doors.
We have an Ionic, which is that one.
Totally different.
And then I have Chester, which is
The Veloster.
Veloster. Yeah.
Yeah, Chester the Veloster.
Yeah.
that's right.
Because I used to have a
3,
Jeep and it
4.
died.
I mean,
Why
I
did you
mean,
get them both blue? Why did you get them both like the exact same blue?
Because
Abu Di Abu Dai.
no reason.
but Bonnie and I. So I got a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo that was forest green in the late '90s, and we went to go buy a used car, and it was a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo from the early '90s. So we had two identical cars, and then I went out and we bought a car for Bonnie, and it ended up being a Pacifica from CarMax, and then my Jeep Grand Cherokee died right before I went to Halloween Horror Nights, and I was like, well, I know what works, and so I just went to CarMax that day and bought another Chrysler Pacifica that I immediately drove like the very next day out to Orlando, and now we have two different cars, and that's the story of growing up.
The
Add that to the Wikipedia.
Yep.
Oh man,
The Ionic was because EK had a silver Honda, just a blah car for
Doing
and
workout
so
tapes by Fonda.
It was yes, it was fine, but then
I'm sorry. What's wrong with gray Hondas?
I mean, but it was
What's
like,
wrong with gray Civics?
because no, this was an Accord. But you could never find it because there were so many in the parking lot. You could never remember where they
just
all
take
were.
any of them. I don't
And
see
so
what
I
the
know,
problem
they're all
is.
the same thing. And so when we bought the Hyundai, it was silver, and I was like, "Don't get silver again. Do something that's going to be a little sporty
Get
or
the
something
same
you're
color
gonna
of
remember."
blue that I'm gonna get.
That was later, though.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
After Bill died.
Can I ask a real question? And this is probably
yeah,
not the right
let's
time
get
to
real.
do
Let's
get a
get
real
fucking
one.
real.
it. Brant is normally very good at Greeking out information, but there's definitely an exposed license plate in the episode of the Modern Road that just went out.
It certainly won't be. Isn't the first. It certainly couldn't be the first.
Okay, all right. So I guess if they ain't got me yet, then good.
Yeah, I mean, they know where we shot it.
Yeah, right.
So,
They also know where we live.
you kind of have a
That's-
very unique tire cover, and sorry.
We've got guns.
We've got
That's
guns.
all I got.
We've got guns.
You got guns.
You've got a gun in here. You've got a gun in here.
in here.
Be quiet. The legislator. That is the legislation. Legislation.
Yeah, that's good. That was almost a
What the
sentence.
fuck is going on?
Drank too
Littering
many
in.
of those
I know.
ciders.
It's
Littering
my
in.
first cider.
They're so delicious.
Okay, look. I say we
Yeah.
take a break
Mm-hmm.
because we managed to make it 48 minutes without
Yes.
talking about the thing.
The thing.
Sure.
There's so many other things. Do you need things to talk about?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do. I do. Yeah.
What the
As a matter of fact,
fuck, Bryce?
do
Were you
one
were
more.
holding out on us?
Yeah.
Give us a taste of them bones. Play them bones, Bryce. Play them bones. Them bones. Very few people know what I'm referencing.
Very few.
But
very,
And the rest of them
few.
think you're talking about fucking blowjobs.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
really
no,
not.
but the rest
No.
of them think that.
Well,
So what do you? Okay.
that's on them.
Did you know
Yeah.
the Taliban didn't like being a government?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh, was this the guy who was complaining about his Taliban job?
Yeah. So the Taliban took over, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want to run these."
Oh, this
fucking
is
civic
This is
offices."
hard. Make it everybody happy.
Yeah, which is a very funny way for your revolution to go.
Exactly. Where
it's like,
like
hooray, you won.
We don't want to do this.
Oh
the
shit.
first meeting of the Taliban, like, all right, guys, let's quiet down. We're now the government. So everybody who wants to enforce Islamic law, raise your hand. Wow. A lot of guys in here.
Hey,
All
fuck
right.
the government.
Enforce. No. That's the old
Put
thing.
a pin in
old
that.
one.
Put a pin in
That's
that
the
one.
old
All
one.
right, real quick.
We love the gun.
Robert's rules.
That was weird.
Point of order.
Who's Robert?
Fuck Robert.
This
Fuck
job,
Robert.
comma,
All his rules of order.
am I right?
So
No,
you-
nobody's gonna second it. Nobody was listening.
Oh, I second it.
Okay. This job, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
All right, so everybody who wants to do parking tickets, raise your hand.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
good
Nobody?
I'm
Nobody?
I'm saving mine.
Abdul?
One of the guys.
Abdul?
And Abdul goes, "Can we get women to do that?" No, we can't.
No.
None of that.
No.
We made a very strong stance
We need
about
someone
that.
to pick up the trash.
Who wants to collate? Anybody collate?
Collating, yeah.
Collate?
Yeah, no, I was thinking of
Abdul? No? No, cut off hands. Okay, well,
Okay.
what are you gonna do?
Turns
I
out
mean, there's a lot less cutting off.
They
of
love
hands.
what they love.
Yeah.
They want to do what they want to
I
do.
don't know how any of this is gonna age.
This is going to be an NBC show. No, this will be an NBC show.
No, it's about time we brought that humorous workplace environment
Chuck,
to the Taliban.
This
But
will
in
be
the
like
Taliban.
Carter country, except
Yep. The Taliban. Do.
All right, what else you got?
Abdul looks at the camera like, what the fuck?
You know what? That's what I wrote down. I wrote Taliban looks at camera. There we go.
My man.
so you like wrote down a bunch of notes.
Yeah, well, I sometimes when I find something good or something I might want
love
to
it.
share.
That's great.
Okay, here's something interesting. So there's a Let's Player that I like. His name is Jerma, and he's kind of popular. But I've noticed something. He does Twitch streams, video game streams, and someone takes his VODs and just posts them on like Spotify and on an RSS feed. Just cuts
Just the audio.
Just cuts it out, and people just like listening to him. And it's not like he's like podcasting and doing a separate thing. Like he's playing the game and he's into it. And but it's really interesting because I don't think it's official either. It's just a fan does it.
This speaks to what was the trifecta in your metaphors? It's like a podcast is a person in your ear, in your mind. YouTube is a zoo. I forget the middle step.
A Twitch is a
Is a
party
place.
where you are a host,
Right.
and you are holding court. So you need to not everything needs to happen, but much like a party conversation, things have got to be. You got to get everybody to laugh once every X amount.
Right. So whereas YouTube is a zoo, everybody goes to the
The
zoo.
elephant has to be shitting on a child's head at all
Or
times.
literally anything. Nobody goes to the zoo knowing what they want to have happen. They
No.
just want something to happen. And literally anything that happens is good.
Yeah.
That's interesting because especially with it being a fan project, and then seeing I heard about it on TikTok because someone mentioned it over there, and then people wanted it because they fall asleep listening to it, or they throw whatever, just like Scoop and Overcoat, no dead air, just.
People have asked about that for because I'll do the Twitch streams, but I don't put them on the PX3 feed because I'm like, oh, these are two different things. But I wonder if there would be an audience for just my rambly ass Twitch stuff.
If it's low overhead to do it, if it's something you already have on hand, I don't see why not. Like I know we with like Modern Rogue a long time ago, we've had people ask like, "Hey, can we have RSS?" But then hosting video on RSS is a totally different
Yeah,
prospect.
that's actually like a thing you need to
Cost
pay
money.
money
It's
for.
pretty
Yeah.
expensive. But yeah, the audio outside of it, it's fascinating because it's very utilitarian. It's very like I want to listen to
Hey,
something.
here's a 6-hour podcast that you listen to.
Well, for 6 hours, I cannot promise you anything except for you will not feel alone. You will feel like you're around, as shit's happening.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, you got a couple of minutes.
I wonder what an audio-only podcast of the guys who like mow lawns and do edging for people.
You want to know what it would sound like? A little something like this.
Actually, I think, in a world where slow television is a thing,
Yeah.
The hell's that?
they'll have like a 6-hour program on Norwegian TV that's just
The
a
train.
train going.
Or
and
Really?
nothing happens.
or the ferry, the run of the ferry from one port to another.
Just unbroken.
Yep.
Ba-boom.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
They selling ads on that shit or
Nope.
no? It's like
They
probably
don't need to.
government.
Well, remember the early days of HD TV? There was a
Oh,
program
yeah.
called like Sunrise. Like it was the equivalent of train pulls into station.
Yeah.
It's like you bought an HD TV and you're like, what the fuck do I do with it? And you're like, watch a sun come
It's like,
up.
all right. So you bought it for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl's there. It's an HD. Everyone's really impressed. The next day,
Now what?
I guess there's a concert from the Pretenders that's in
Yeah.
HD.
Man.
Scooper Nova, she pointed out the Crackling Fire would be
Yep.
the other one, the HD.
Man, look at them blue bonnets. It
Yep.
sure is about to be. Actually, it's about to happen right now.
Blue bonnets are happening.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know if you noticed it last year, but every fucking year in Texas, I forget that we have blue bonnets, and it always sneaks up on me. And we're coming up on the next 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
where it's like, oh shit, we have blue bonnets.
All right, so I'm still a Texas resident novice here.
Okay.
Is it illegal to cut them or remove them?
It's illegal in the way where it's like if you're fucking up a bunch of beautiful blue bonnets.
It's illegal in
then-
the way that smoking weed and admitting it on the podcast is
Well,
illegal.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
yeah.
Like
If it's in your own yard, I mean,
No.
you'd be a dick for mowing your
bonnets.
bonnets,
But if you went cutting them down on the highway, because they actually do, they pay Texas highway people to put
sow
both
them.
that and Indian paintbrushes
Yes.
all up and down. So if you were to fuck that up, that would be the same as graffiti or whatever. Oh man, did you see this shit about the weird graffiti about the I was and I'm okay?
no.
No, somebody. Okay, when I say graffiti in Austin, you think
Well, there's a few famous ones. There's the
I
love you
think
so
the
much
I love
one,
you so
right?
much.
that's
Yeah.
those are the ones that we liked.
Yeah, and then there was the one thing that was on the hill that was the bunch of graffiti, but that's gone now.
Right. Okay. Wait. Everybody's talking about Buscar, right?
Yeah.
There's a new one that was, I was raped and I'm okay. Somebody's running around writing that all over the place, and now other people are putting up signs saying, "Hey, that's great that you're processing.
Yeah.
That's
but
not great that you're graffitiing it everywhere."
Yeah.
It's a controversy.
Well, I mean, and of course, the question is, how is that sentence said?
well, that's the
You
other
know,
thing.
because
Is that
there's two ways you can say that.
Correct. It kind of implies.
Is it in italics?
There's the okay, maybe three ways.
I don't want to even wander into this, but apparently there's that's the hot debate in the Austin subreddit.
Yeah.
Is number one the message, number two the fact that it's being written all over the city.
True.
And it's
that's kind of the nature of graffiti.
yeah.
Once you understand, like, not everybody's going to, not everyone's going to be doing cool shit that you could put on a T-shirt and put in your tourist bureau, right?
It's not all of it is live strong.
Yeah.
It ain't all live strong.
It's not
my
all
man.
live strong, baby.
It ain't all live strong.
Mission Control, are you there?
Hello.
And are you okay?
Oh no. No.
Too soon?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
getting a little loaded up here. How was your green room? Did you have a good green room?
Almost survived alive.
I didn't talk out of school about very little.
No.
That's
No,
right.
You just
True.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, green room.
Bryce, you want to recap the last 5 minutes of the green room?
I was peeing. I had to go pee. I didn't hear any.
okay.
I didn't hear any of that. So I'm just gonna go talk. I'm gonna look at some
You want
graffiti.
you want to do more improv about Taliban office?
All right, thank you, green room.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Welcome back to the Great Night Free Show. Green room, the grain room, the grain room. Oh no. Beth, if you're interested, by the way, there's a new betting slip right in front of you from the thing last week. You can see how well you did. I think you ended up. Oh no, you also. I bet you bet all of it on one bet. Oh, well then I'm sorry, but you got all those wrong, but you got another 10 coins that you can bet with. So check that out. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. One more time, marbles.win/bet is the website if you want to do that bet thing virtually. Hello, everybody. We're going to get started in just a moment. You want to talk about a little bit of critical racing theory? We have the first race of the week coming up on Sunday, the Bahrain Grand Prix. I got to say, preseason testing, some interesting stuff. They do really get some interesting guests during preseason testing, especially in what is it the third day, the second session. They had the Pirelli guy come and talk about the tires, which is always an interesting thing to see. They're updating some of the compounds for this year. They talked with Stefano Dominic. Was it? No. It was Niels Vidic. Niels Vidic, the new, or the relatively new race director. Now he's a solo race director. It's just him. No more of switching seats around. So those are some pretty good, interesting moments. But yeah, it is a little. Testing is like Chopper says. Testing is very sandbagging. You know, Joe Guan Yu. Shout out Joe to getting a P1 on one of those days. But it is known that testing doesn't mean much, especially because they have 6 different tire compounds that they can choose from, including fast tires that you wouldn't normally do in Bahrain. So that's that. It'll be interesting to see what comes up with the race. There's talk of there's some talk out there that Aston Martin might have a car. There's some people are saying Aston Martin have a car this season. It will be interesting to see because they'll have Fernando Alonso now joining them in Aston Martin, and Lance Stroll very likely to miss the first. I've heard that they're going to miss the first. Lance may miss the first 2 races of the season at least. I know that they haven't really said details about Lance's accident, other than I think that he broke his wrist. Some people are saying they saw him in a cast. I hope he does well, because that's awful. I think about a lot of, like, if I lost a hand or if I lost an arm, like, I use computers. I click buttons for a living. I'm George Jetson. If I lost my button clicking finger, well, I might have to find a new finger. I have to find a new button. Copper's asking if I listen to the Donut F1 podcast. I like the Donut Guys, but I have not listened to that podcast. I might give it a try. They're kind of fun. I tend to like the Shift F1 podcast. Those guys are good. In fact, Shift F1, if you're just getting into Formula One, the Shift F1 podcast is fantastic because they just put out their preseason primer. So if you want to get into the sport, you can go to their podcast now and listen to it, and they give you all the updates. Like, here's who all the drivers are. Here's kind of what the world looks like. Check them out. Those seem like cool guys. Neil Fleisch is saying that I could use a pencil in my mouth. Yeah, I could use a pencil. Sure. Or with a hook. Oh, I could get a hook. As long as I have, I guess, as long as I have a wrist, I could use a hook. I could hook it up. I could hook it up. Get my hook up on. I think. Anyway, the Biocast says we get one of those bobbing birds. That one, that would be pretty good. Have it on the cut button here. So it just keeps hitting tick, tick. Anyway. Oh my goodness. Justin.
Yo.
Hello.
Yo, what up?
Hello.
What's going on? What's cracking?
And we're crackling the action.
Yeah.
Really.
What's your favorite like version of like what's up or what's cracking, what's popping?
Ooh. I like what's happening is not bad. What's going on is not bad.
What's going on?
What's going on?
But that's a little like accusatory, and then like, what's going on?
Well, yeah, I definitely use it. I definitely use it tactically. I definitely like when I want to break something up, or if I want to change the energy of a shoot or something. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing? Oh, that's a good one. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Does it materially change it if you say, "What are we doing here"?
That totally changes it.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
What are we doing
That's
here?
like accusatory. That's like you're laying the law down. Yeah. If you say, "What are we doing here?"
You're just totally. What are we doing here?
You ever unironically offer a "What's crack-a-lackin'"?
Oh, I love a "What's crack-a-lackin'."
Yeah.
I think.
Do you? I mean, would you use it like that, or would you just say, "Oh, what's cracking"? What's cracking, or what's crack-a-lackin'?
I would say crack-a-lackin' like on a stream. I would bust out a crack-a-lackin'.
But that's like there's an element of intentional parody, right?
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Because you wouldn't say what's cracking.
No, I wouldn't.
But you would say what's crack-a-lackin'. Now you're kind of doing a joke version of the guy who says what's cracking.
Right. We've got one Brian Crack-a-lackin' Brushwood joining us.
Is it bad to say what's cracking?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, do you think it is bad to do that?
No, I'm seeking to understand.
I like saying what's popping.
Do you want to speak or just?
No. Hey, you.
Weird Am I says the Brits say what's the crack? I think it's the Irish that says that say what's the crake? It's like CRAIK.
What's the crake?
What's the crake?
Why?
That's like they're like what's up?
Maybe that's how they say crack. Crake.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. CRAIC says EK.
Oh,
in the chat.
Well, okay.
I fucked that up. I added a hard K. Should have been a soft C.
Is that an
Actually,
acronym?
no, it's still a hard C.
Both of them are hard C.
I've heard, yeah, plenty of hard C in Ireland.
Oh yeah. Am I right? Am I right, fellas?
The crake.
The craking.
If I have to only visit one ever, should it be Scotland or Ireland?
I mean, you are friends and talk to Andrew Heaton a lot.
Correct.
So it would be better and more enriching if you went to Scotland.
Correct.
Because you would then be able to say, oh, yes, we also saw these things that you'll keep talking about in Edinburgh.
Correct. But according to Bonnie, we go to Ireland, we can visit Stonehenge.
Jesus.
This is the callback.
This, by the way, this is like the new, as soon as we have our season finale on this Secret Wars that happened, that were revealed over the weekend, the new long arc of this podcast is going to be this alleged trip you're going to take.
I mean, I already have thoughts. Like, and we're coming up on a deadline. I need.
Did we preview? Is this like us at the Comic-Con or like D24 or whatever, where like now you're like laying out in our next arc. It's not the Kang Dynasty. It's the Will Bryan go on a summer vacation arc.
Well, and on top of that, it's like on the 21st is a day I have to present a something.
Oh, really? I don't know this.
Well, that's our anniversary. Oh, silver anniversary. Oh, so I need it to be a silver thing that absolutely. I'm thinking like a diary with a silver outside.
Yeah.
That on the inside has a map of the world, and she can write in something that is like, this cost a lot of money.
Yes.
And now you know I'm not bullshitting you when I talk about what we're going to do this summer.
Yes.
That's what
I'm saying for the audience, though. Do we want to say what you have?
Can they not spoil it for Bonnie? Since I just spoiled it for Bonnie.
Well, no, the gift is something that you definitely shouldn't have said.
Yeah,
online.
no, I shouldn't have said
you
that.
You should not have
should
said that.
not have said
you
that at all.
You fucked up there. I
Yeah.
was really only trying to get to the fact that you promised that you were going to go on a trip.
The good news is, even after I give her the gift, no matter how much it costs, she still will not believe me until we go.
No,
so
you have the trip. You have to have the flights booked. I know. I know. But this is why she won't believe you until you book the flights.
I don't even have a hotel booked for tomorrow night.
These are not things that she wants to hear.
But
she knows her teammates. Know your fucking teammates. I mean, come on. It's been quarter of a century.
All right, thank you to those guys. We're gonna get started here in just a minute. Here, what? You were on screen for 60 unbroken minutes.
Yes, it's our fucking show, Bryce.
Thank you to those guys.
That's what we do.
Thank you to those guys.
Thank you to those guys.
Thank you to those.
Shovel the fuck off the show.
Hey, come on, guys. A couple of birthday borners here. Bro, do you want to help me giving some birthdays?
I would love to.
Like, for example, Sunbun's birthday was last Thursday.
Sunbun, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sunbun.
Sonny. I hope I see you tomorrow.
We've also got Trump Pole, Thomas Chambers, born February 26th. Happy birthday, Thomas.
Thomas, good for you.
And on Thursday, we had one Judy Bootybot's birthday. Happy birthday, Judy Bootybot.
I love that name, Judy Bootybots.
A Marvel's regular. All right, well, and of course, if you want a birthday borner of your own, check it out on the Discord. Discord.greatnight.tv, I believe. We got a birthday borner channel there right at the top. It'll look empty, but we'll see it. Oh my goodness. Hi, Brett.
Hey.
How are you? How is are you still playing for Forbidden West? I just picked it up.
I ran through that game. I'm doing my best, actually. I know one of the game designers for it, and I've been continuously going, cool. You know, I could do a
dinosaur voice.
I could do a voice. I could play one of those characters.
Can you give me like a line like, oh, we're like cavemen, but we've got microscopes.
More like, oh, hey, Aloy, I know we've been working really hard lately, and we want to get these bad guys taken care of. You just reach out to me, and I'll take care of it for you. You know, I'm thinking about one specific character too. It's the guy who has the big hammer.
But you got to be a new guy. You can't just be like, give me that guy's.
Well, sure. I mean,
you got to be ready for the third. You got to be figuring out where Brett is in the third game.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get in on the DLC that's going to be coming out. So,
hey, Bonnie sent me something. Is it true that soccer's coming back to Austin like really soon?
I think it was last week.
We got a stadium
already.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a million years off last time we talked about it.
It was a couple months ago.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I guess. Starts in the spring. Is that the way it works?
Something like that. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure this out because I think they do like preseason stuff too, which makes it a little complicated.
Yeah.
Let's see. Schedule February 25th, regular season.
There we go.
Yep. We lost.
No.
Oh, there we go. Boo. Yeah, we got the bad one out of the way. That's right.
Yep.
All right. Well, that'll do it. Check out the Austin FC for more information on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think let's see here. We got a Jeff over there and a Brett over here.
Mm-hmm.
We have any?
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
very. The audience is very quiet this
Oh,
evening.
hey. Okay, there we go. We got someone joining us.
Hey.
I was like, we have everyone in here. Who is coming? Hello, buddy. All right. Well, Brett.
Yes.
Well, I'm not ready for you just yet. All right. Let's see who's good to go. Justin, are you ready? Brian, are you ready? Jeff. Brett Weaver.
Hello, friend.
And our studio audience in the chat room. Perfect timing. All right. That's going to do it here for the pre-show. Let's get into the real show. Brett, I'll count you in.
All right.